welcome to Quickie Readings Part 1 with straw batteries. Today we're going to be doing Chris Chan and speech impediment. Would you like to welcome yourself? And we could see a good example here. Christian Wesson Chandler.
Wow.
Alright, so Chris has an unusual manner of speaking due to the combination of a strong Southernese regional dialect, autism-related infection difficulties, and what appears to be genuine impairments. We could always see like a bunch of that, I can't think of an example right now, but he would always be. He does have speech impediment stuff. Alright. Counterintuitively, Chris's speech impediment appears to have worsened over time. He spoke relatively clearly and normally in his earlier videos, outside saying listen and listen. While stuttering and other difficulties have increased significantly since then. Likely cause include troll-induced stress and a lack of conversational company, not already accumulated to Chris's speaking tendencies. Chris's problems in verbal communication potentially stem from either the extended period of muteness he went through during his childhood, where apparently his abusive babysitter stuffed him in a room full of toys because apparently he interrupted her call, which is ironic because he stays in a room full of toys like after the years. Is that not ironic?
Yeah. It's very
Or his autism.
ironic.
Nothing,
go on.
Okay. Or his autism, a disorder which often results in speech difficulties. Chris' written communication generally tends to be significantly more coherent and grammatically correct in how he speaks. While writing, he has more time and freedom to determine what he says. Nervousness in general may also be a factor with Chris's stuttering issues. His early videos in which he stuttered less and spoke more fluently, comparatively speaking, were possibly rehearsed and may have been required several takes before the final version. He was also within the comforts of his own room and house, and possibly felt more relaxed than he would in a normal social situation when conversing with outside parties such as trolls or random strangers outside and about. He may feel more pressured to be sociable and thus trip and stumble over his sentences. Alright, you take the floor, special guest.
Alright. Non-symptoms. Slang such as y'all and and contracting the G of words and ending in ing is typical in dialects of the southeastern United States. Chris' native region, Chris's pronunciation of NT, internet pronounced internet?
Internet?
Is a common trait of American accents. Chris tends to mispronounce names such as
Shigeru Miyamoto.
And Reggie.
I don't know how to say
so
that.
sorry.
I know how to say Reggie, but not. I think it's Philsom.
Yeah, Reggie Philsom, due to his ignorance of how they actually pronounced, rather than impairment in his speech. Right? Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Fucking Adobe. I swear, I hate Adobe. I don't know why I keep getting notifications. That thing expired a long time ago.
Oh my god.
Chris's diction is naturally staggered, I can't say the word. Oh my god. With pauses, deep breaths, and The pause and deep breaths used in speech therapy suggests that Chris has had a speech impediment professionally treated at some point. You know, low-key, I kind of struggle with that because I say a lot. Because I'm trying to think of what I want to say next. So,
Yeah.
but you do too. You do too.
I know, it's
You go
rubbing
too.
off me. It's rubbing off me.
No, no. You're always like that.
I know. Alright. I've always been like that.
Chris's protracted style of speaking seems to make it easier for him to lose his thought, stray off topic, or forget to include certain segments of his thoughts. However, in the flip notes he made, his speech is surprisingly fluent with no ums or uhs. This fluency is probably because he is being timed to do it, so there is little time to stop. Chris also has a strong tendency to stutter. Not the type of machine gun stutter largely associated with the problem. Chris constantly has to repeat whole phrases and stumbles over certain phrases as he finds the correct words to best convey his ideas. This also could be because Chris finds the need to correct himself and finds repetition in the optimal way to deal with this. And here's like an example one, like usually this ends up in Chris having to repeat. This ends up in Chris having to shuffle through many synonyms just to express a brief statement. We did see examples of that in the CWCki calls, like how he would have to repeat like
Yeah.
his sentences for CWCki and all that.
Yeah.
During the conversation with Casey's dad, Chris claimed to pause before speaking in order to spell check. That was so stupid. Do you remember that? He was like, well, my mind functions like a computer, so I need to like spell check so I'm not making any
Yeah.
errors. That was so stupid when he said that.
It was. How did he even come up with it?
I have no idea. I don't know how he came up with
He's like, you know what? I'm spell checking myself every time I speak.
that.
You know what? It kind of makes sense.
It does, and like that's some shit he would say. And it makes sense to him, but like I get where he's coming from, but like spell check is not the right word for it.
Yeah.
This implies that Chris needs to continue. Son of a bitch. He needs to consciously plan what he's going to say, or else he is unable to say it. This suggests that Chris's difficulty with speech stem from poor contact between the speech centers of his brain and cerebellum. Is that how you say it?
Cerebellum.
Cerebellum?
Cerebellum.
I don't
It's
know.
rubbing on us. It's rubbing on us.
Huh?
It's gonna rub on us. Gonna end up talking like Christian.
I know. Damn. A common characteristic of autism. Ironically, Chris clearly doesn't spell check his written work. That is so true. This motherfucker used to mix Spanish and English together in like one sentence. It was so confusing.
Oh.
Like small children, Chris has a tendency to speak too quickly. Excuse me. Run words in one another and slur words. For example, Chris pronouncing of Encyclopedia Dramatica page, or the Encyclopedia Dramatica page. Chris sometimes mixes up the pieces of multiple phrases, resulting in statements like Harvey Durdban and Rel Wested. Are you Rel Wested?
I'm very real wisted, you know?
Chris has difficulties with the post-vocalic L in words like real and metal, pronouncing the AL as an O. Real becomes real, metal becomes metal, jail rhymes with mail, etc. Chris has difficulty pronouncing the letter X, as well as related consonants. Oh my god.
It's okay.
Consonantal
Yeah.
digress? I'm so sorry. Pronouncing it as either an
It's
S sound or as a TS sound. For example, he pronounces the number 6 as sits. In addition, he pronounces the voice TH as D, even when it's not deliberate as the standing in for the this indicates trouble with consonants known as articulation disorders. This may also have been caused higher frequency hearing loss that Chris experienced as a young child, as noted in the autism papers. Oddly enough, Chris only has this problem in a word spelled the letter X. He pronounces plural and present tense forms ending in KS, CS, or GS. All sounds associated with X properly. It's also unheard of for older Southern people to pronounce the letter that way, and Chris may have picked it up from Borb. That I had to look this up. It's a mix of Bob and Barb Chandler.
Oh, it's their
However
ship
given,
name.
it is. It's so weird. I thought he meant Barb,
Like
like his
Barb.
mom,
Oh, like
but
Barb.
it's a
Like
mix.
Barb.
Yeah, like hey Borb. However given the above, it is most likely he has tachyphemia. I'm probably pronouncing that terribly.
It's okay.
This explains most of his speech and grammar usage. Oh, Chris's singing
Um,
voice.
whoa, Chris's singing voice. Chris cannot sing. Instead, he speaks loudly and rarely shifts his pitch in songs. And when every other singer does, his singing voice is so unbelievably bad that he is most likely tone deaf. An early frequency hearing loss backs this speculation up. As this is the case with many tone-deaf individuals, Chris has not caught up on his own impairment, resulting in him producing 3 full-length albums, comprised of dozens of butchered pseudo covers.
That's a
I have,
pseudo covers.
I
I'm
have not
sorry.
heard. It's okay. No, it's okay. I have not heard a single song. Well,
You know, Virgin with Rage, like he puts the song "I Want It That Way" like over his quote unquote singing. He'd be like, he would speak like, you know how Cardi B sings and it sounds like she's just talking fast.
yeah,
That's kind of like what Chris sounds like, but he's just talking, but slowly. If that makes
that's
sense.
oh my god.
It sounds bad.
Alright.
And like sometimes the music in the background is way too loud, so you can't really hear what he's saying.
At least he's at least it covers him up.
Chris has attempted to change his voice, part of becoming transgender. Though some MTF people are able to pull off a convincing female voice with practice, Chris is not one of them. Sorry. He opens this video with a falsetto voice, but usually switches back to the natural voice at some point during a video. Which is true. He's always sounded the same. He's always sounded the same ever since he was a kid. That's crazy to think about.
That is.
But what are your thoughts on
um
Chris and speech impediment? Christian Wesson Chandler?
there's a lot of things that I found crazy, but then it made sense with like when we were watching the Casey calls. Like reading it. A lot of things come out. What are your thoughts and opinions on this?
Okay, one thing that truly sticks out to me, Chris has difficulty pronouncing the letter X. So he can't say words with X in it, but he can pronounce sex correctly. He can say that perfectly,
Oh, it's the only thing
but
that
he can't
matters.
say any other words. He can't say the word six
It's the only
or
thing
the
that
number
matters.
six.
Oh my god. Oh my, that is crazy.
He can't say six, but he can say sex perfectly. That does not make sense.
He's been practicing real hard on that word. You should
The
see
only
him.
good
He
times.
sits himself down and he like starts going through the word slowly. Like in first grade when they sit you down. They're like, okay, we have to
Yes.
go over your pronunciation. Probably teaches himself.
Let's look at this real quick. Borb.
Borb.
Borb is a colloquial. I'm probably saying that wrong too. Used to refer to Chris's parents. I'm not gonna
Damn.
even attempt that. On the nickname Bob and Barb. It is also an old Irish word for foolish or uncouth. Fittingly enough, they are terrible people.
They are.
They are. But
Barb reminds me of when
Borb,
people say nor
Nord,
or your.
Norwegian.
This video is
That's where I got
sponsored
it
by.
from. This video is not sponsored.
Bro.
It's not sponsored, sadly. No,
It's
it's
very
sponsored by water. Go drink some. I'm drinking some right
yeah.
now because my throat is dry.
Oh, same.
But I think this is a good episode 1. Which do you want to do next?
I'll let you choose because I chose this one.
Alright, I'll
Or
choose the
give
next one.
the idea.
She's no longer a special guest, she's part of us now.
Oh, my special badge got removed. I'm kidding.
Welcome
But
to the crew.
yay! Be here next time. And the next time after that.
Hell yeah. Alright, this has been Quickie Readings, Part 1, Season 1. Season 1, Episode 1, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye bye.